favorite book that I've read is...
You can look at situations and...
It changed my life.
I read mostly for business purposes to learn and extend my knowledge about certain things.
I read for sheer pleasure.
I take public transportation, so it fills the time.
I read because I'm literate and I can.
Because the TV's broken.
I love to escape into a book.
I just like the tactile feeling of having a book in my hand, sitting in a comfortable spot.
For me, it's escapism from reality.
Puts me in another space and time, you know?
I like to read because I feel that I can have a conversation with the author.
Also gives me something to talk about at dinner.
I feel like it improves my imagination.
It broadens your language and vocabulary.
Books inspire me. I like it when I can relate to the characters.
I think it's educational. I love to read about history, culture, and it's good for my spirit.
Generally, I read for the knowledge.
I read because I grew up in a household full of books, so I was stimulated at an early age.
I like to read because it's good for your mind.
I read books primarily to learn about the past.
A lot of the books I read just allow me to go to these alternate universes.
For me, reading allows me to go on an adventure and snuggle in my own bed at the same time.
To dream with your eyes open, I guess.
Go to a jungle, go to a mountaintop.
It's just access to something that you would never get in the real world.
To read, you don't have to plug anything into an electrical outlet, and you don't have to use any gasoline or oil.
They offer me a chance to see things from a different perspective.
When I was young, my mother told me that slaves couldn't read. And being of African American ancestry, I knew that my ancestors were killed for reading books. So for me, to read a book opened up my world.
A book that took me to a different place and a different time was definitely 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It was just perfect.
The book that enabled me to learn would be like Michener's writings, because they're so historical.
Harry Potter has definitely enabled me to escape reality.
Tom Sawyer made me feel like a little kid again.
My favorite author would have to be Zora Neale Hurston. She just tells incredible stories and she touches on things that a lot of authors don't touch on.
My favorite author is Kurt Vonnegut because he is one of the first authors that really got me excited about reading.
I think books have power.
They give freely and they give without reservation.
The language that the authors can use particularly gets you into a character line or into a story.
It's every little detail. I can imagine it and decide who gets to be what.
Books sort of, the way you read it and you process it, it sticks with you, it changes your thinking.
There's so much power in that timelessness. It's kind of like a capsule.
You don't get that in television or movies, you know.
The thing that gives books power is really your imagination.
I feel like I'm in that world when the book, it's like a little TV in your mind.